看下时间啊，2022亿，一张面具。
你们想看的，心理承受能力强的话，
还一个高跟鞋，面部实验室啊，来。
Imagine you're exploring some random place. You bump into a creepy, abandoned building in the middle of nowhere. Naturally, you gotta check it out, right? But what you find inside is nightmare fuel, which makes you flee out of there. Would you ever go back? Buckle up, because this is the real story of a TikTok user who did, risking his neck to uncover something which is believed to be one of the darkest secrets of China. But before I go any further, I warn you that viewer discretion is highly advised, because this video might make you sick to your stomach, as it did to me. Back in February of 2022, a Douyin user named Beanbag Adventure embarked on a journey down a forgotten dirt road in rural China to reach an abandoned building, or referred to simply as a laboratory, a decaying structure that has remained a source of mystery in the area. By the way, Douyin is the Chinese version of TikTok. This expedition isn't the first one for him, as he is primarily focused on exploring abandoned buildings in China. But upon arrival, he knew this particular one is going to be a way different from any he had encountered before, when he was immediately greeted by an intense and unpleasant odor from the building. The stench was so overpowering that he had no choice but to put on a face mask to tolerate it. As he entered the first floor of the lab and began to explore, he noticed that the unpleasant odor permeated throughout the entire building. This discovery piqued his curiosity even further and fueled his determination to uncover the source of the stench. Eventually, he realized that there was one specific area on the first floor where the smell was particularly strong, a staircase leading down to the basement. Without hesitation, he decided to venture into the depths below. As he descended beneath the stairs, he found himself in a dimly lit corridor that exuded an eerie atmosphere. The construction of this part of the building seemed much older than the laboratory above, almost as if it had been built during a time of war. Nevertheless, he was confident that he was in the right place as the scent grew increasingly intense. He proceeds further along the dark corridor and eventually comes across a room situated in the middle of the hallway. With confidence, he believes he has discovered the origin of the unpleasant odor. He then finds a pool in this room, which he's sure is the source of this unbearable odor. He finds what no one, including him, could have expected to find there.
来吧，兄弟们想看的，地下实验室，心理承受能力强的朋友，随着镜头来。接下来大家所看到的一切物。
The pool was filled with thick green water with dead bodies floating. To make the matter even worse, those bodies were of infants. Yes, you heard that right. Unfortunately, I cannot play the graphic content here, just to save this video from getting age restricted. He then quickly says those bodies were merely props used in some old movies, probably just to save himself from uncovering something dark.
看的，地下实验室，心理承受能力强的朋友，随着镜头来。
But he then quickly runs out of there coughing to the horrible odor. The video sparked outrage on Douyin. While some viewers believed these bodies were just props from a movie filmed there, others suspected a more sinister truth. Details in the video, such as Beanbag Adventure's hurried exit and his claim that the video would be censored, fueled speculation. But, surprisingly, after this incident, he continued to upload videos as usual, making no mention of the disturbing discovery in the laboratory. The video itself seemed destined to fade from memory, much like the abandoned building itself, until he decided to return there again 10 months later, on December 26, 2022. This time, the scene within the tunnel had noticeably changed. New items, including strange bottles and tubes, littered the floor. Upon approaching the pool, he saw scattered children's clothing, including a child's cap. The pool itself had also been altered, partially covered by a large blue tarp suggesting some recent activity by someone. Despite the tarp, a section remained exposed, revealing the props he mentioned from his first video. 10 months had passed and the bodies were now far more decomposed. Skulls, ribs, and hips were visible through the peeling flesh, creating a horrifyingly realistic scene. Even Beanbag himself is now referring to them as dead bodies, acknowledging the near impossibility of faking such detail. He then takes out his phone to show the specific date and time. December 26, 2022, 11:26 a.m. before he ran towards the exit and flee out of there.
不知道说点什么。哎呀，这里还有这些药瓶子。哇，拜拜了，哥走了。看我这鞋啊，我去，这个臭啊！哎。 拜拜，拜拜，拜拜，你没的。
The second video was a stark contrast to the first. Its authenticity is much more difficult to dispute. Even the high-budget movies haven't achieved such a level of detail in their props. Unlike the first video that sparked speculation, this one left viewers deeply disturbed. It is clearly evident that the pool continued to be utilized even after the first video was uploaded, and the worst part is, the number of bodies this time were noticeably higher than previously. It is believed that the pool was filled with formaldehyde, an embalming chemical often used to preserve animal specimens. It appears the liquid was brought in the glass bottles, which were lying on the floor, and emptied them into the pool to lessen the smell and limit animal activity. Despite these unsettling experiences, he didn't hesitate to return one last time a few days later with the determination to expose the horrors of the old laboratory. On this third visit, he ventured even deeper, following the tunnel and discovering tubes containing fetuses, skulls, and even a complete vertebral column stacked on top of hundreds of other bones. To make matters more perplexing, among these skeletal remains were of fully grown humans, ranging from newborns to children and adults, scattered throughout the abandoned building. These videos sparked a multitude of theories, with one of the most widely accepted being that this place was utilized for an illicit organ trafficking operation. This inference was drawn from the fact that many of the depicted bodies had incisions in their chests, indicating the absence of internal organs. It is believed that the children were murdered for their organs, potentially in a separate medical facility, and then disposed of at this location in the hopes that they would never be discovered. It was widely believed by the Chinese netizens that the Chinese government itself had a hand in how these ended up here. So no surprise, Beanbag Adventure vanishes from Douyin on January 15th. Poof, no explanation. Of course, everyone freaks. Theories fly, the government shut him down, he's in jail, maybe even worse. But then, astonishingly, the Beanbag Adventure is back, like nothing ever happened. Except, those 4 creepy videos are just gone. Weirder still, he just keeps making videos, same old stuff, exploring new places without even mentioning a word regarding those videos. Whatever went down while he was gone, it should have scared him to his life and made him silent about that creepy building forever. What do you guys think? Are these videos a real deal or elaborate hoax? Spill the tea in the comments.